You can find us at BWSSpodcast.com and on Facebook at BWSS Podcast. This is because we said so. Let's start the show.
And now, recording from beautiful and sexy Miami, with your hosts, Seth and Laz and Research Lucas. It's because we said so.
Yeah, I got cold. The thing is, there's no
Iguana warning.
What's that?
Yeah,
the iguana warning. So here in Florida, when it gets super cold, you have an iguana warning because these iguanas, they get super cold, they literally fall out of trees and shit.
Are we already recording?
Yeah, we are recording.
We're always recording.
Yeah, we have
Speakers.
Son of a bitch.
Speakers are off.
They're already
Speakers.
off.
Speakers are off. Well, this is because we said so. We got Seth and Mike 1. Well, I can do it. All right, we got Laz and Mike 2.
Yo.
We got Lucas in Mike 3.
Hey.
And we're actually going to have Alexander and Sean. Alexander is someone who worked with Laz and I back in the steakhouse that you've all heard us talk about many times if you're a fan of the show. And then Sean, who has the Crypto Sane podcast, he does a lot of NFT reviews. So I had a conversation with the two of them yesterday. So I'm going to edit that and have that be our main topic, because it was just being able to get the two of them together is like, I got to take advantage of it. So we had a nice little conversation. So you're going to see those. So those two will be in here as well. So it's Laz, Lucas, Alexander, and Sean and Seth this week. It's like quadruple threat guys. So website is BWSSpodcast.com.
Is that what it is? Quadruple? 5 people?
Quintuple, actually, right? I think it's quintuple.
It's Quinn for 5?
Yeah, I think so, right?
No idea.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out. So Lucas.
Research
Damn, I'm
Lucas.
pushing all kinds of buttons. Fat fingers, folks. So anyway, email is contact at BWSS Podcast, and our YouTube now is at Because We Said So. So if you want to look us up on YouTube, youtube.com/Because We Said So. We record everything at Arcade Studios. You can watch all of our shows on YouTube, and all the music is by the Unsilenced. So, and you know, if you like the show, if you're a fan of the show, tell your friends, you know, tell that person who talked you into buying that one NFT and ended up being like a rug pull. You know, you're like so excited. Yeah, it's my first NFT purchase, and end up losing all your money. And tell that guy, say, listen, dickhead, next time you're going to, offer me something, at least offer me something that's going to be with substance I can learn from, that's going to enrich in my mind as well as maybe my pockets. And then just give them our little podcast here. So this is BWSS episode 99. So the next show is going to be 100. So we'll see what happens. But what I'm thinking we'll do is I'd like to get a couple guests in. If we can get a couple people here, we'll just all kind of sit here, kind of shoot the shit a little bit. Maybe like have a little bit of structure. But I thought it'd be cool just for us to talk about the show, sit back, low pressure, low key, all that stuff. So topics of today, NFT projects we like. Already told you, little side conversation that I'm going to insert into the episode. Gates of Hell to close. So the Gates of Hell are officially closing. Anyone?
What?
Anyone?
No.
All right. Winning junk mail lottery ticket. All right. French dressing revolution. So the French salad dressing is going through a bit of a revolution. Benoit sent me this. Imagine that. WTF news, weather, last corner positivity. So how was it's been a couple weeks. It's once again all the fans out there. It's just like it's the scheduling.
It's been a crazy 2-3 weeks.
It's been tough. And Elena's been working when she's not really supposed to be.
How's she doing?
She's doing good, man. She's doing good. So my beautiful wife, she got COVID. I'm assuming it's Omicron. So we don't.
Oh, she got COVID as well?
Yeah, she got COVID. So I didn't realize it wasn't like a big conversation about it, but this is a few weeks ago. So like the first week after New Year's. So yeah, man. So she had about 3 days where she was just pretty miserable. Nothing where it was like, oh my God, I go to the hospital. But she was like body aches and tired and laying in bed for a few days. Obviously,
we didn't know about this, right?
I didn't know. It's not something that, I didn't tell anybody really. So, I mean,
Thanks for sharing.
Well, like I figured I'd tell the whole world at once. But yeah, dude. So, but I'm vaccinated. So of course didn't really, I didn't get any effects at all, but it was cool. She was happy about it. Cause like I said, she only felt bad for like a few days, but then she was out of work for a week.
She was happy about getting the Rona.
Well, she was happy.
She was happy about being fucking off.
being home.
Like,
As much as she's been working like 6 days a week and shit, and sometimes she'd be like the only person.
there's people like at the restaurant next to mine. Like one of the chefs like works like 10, sometimes 12 days in a row.
Wow.
And he got sick, but they're not corona. And they had made like a whole bunch of them go get tested. And he was so mad that he wasn't positive. He was like, if I was positive, I could be off for like a week.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, that's crazy.
I know a couple people. I mean, Elena was never one to be that stupid, but I know a couple people that legit wish they could have gotten it. In fact, one of them, I'm going to tell you right now, one of my friend Matt. So any of you who are a fan of the show we had, Market Peak, and Matt was on here. We talk about stocks, but anyway, he has a pretty rough job. Like the type of work he does is very, very physical. I'll say that. And for like a year and a half, he finally freaking he's been like, oh, I wish I could get it just to get some time off. It'd be great. So he finally gets it. But when he gets it, he's the only person on that specific job. So there's no chance of him infecting anybody. So he had to freaking work through it.
And they still had to.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck,
Dude, could you imagine?
That sucks.
Dude.
Tell out you're good. Just come to work.
Pretty fucked up.
Nobody talked to Matt today.
No.
Fucking A.
Yeah, dude. It's, he told me. I was like, dude, really? After all that? Anyway, so, all right. Well, we're going to jump into our first topic once again. We're talking about a few NFT projects that we like. It was actually a longer conversation. It was supposed to be. It was actually supposed to be maybe a 30, 45-minute conversation turned into about an hour and 15 minutes. Imagine that. Happens on the show all the time. So I am going to do an extended version that's only going to be on YouTube that you guys can watch. So those of you listening, if you want to listen or watch the entire conversation, it'll be on YouTube. But those of you watching, I'll have the extended version. But here we go. Me, Alexander, Sean, and talking about our favorite NFT projects right now. And of course, I'm going to talk about mine. Just putting that out there. Just putting it out there. All right, we'll see you guys soon.
You're faster than Facebook. You started off as PlanetMe,
know,
and then
right?
Meta PlanetMe.
We're moving pretty fast over here, folks. So anyway, those of you joining us for this week's episode of BWSS, once again, we're recording this. I'm editing it, and we're going to put it in the main episode. And so we appreciate it. Sean over there, he's up in Canada, so he can say hi. He's officially in Lucas's camera 3. And then we have Alex, who's sitting in. He's a good friend of ours, good friend of Laz, actually, from way back when in the Gotham days. So those of you who follow along in the show, you've heard us talk about Gotham quite a bit. So we're glad to have both of you guys here. We certainly appreciate it. And yeah, so we thought I wanted to get these two together because they both know a lot about NFTs mainly, and I've been wanting to talk about it. And as we know, Lucas doesn't know much, and Laz doesn't know any. So this time around, I really just want to get some people in here that really know the space. So Alex, you wanted to talk about CyberKongz. Is there a specific reason why?
Yeah. CyberKongz, it's one of those projects that's basically an example in the NFT world, like anything they've done so far.
Sure.
And then we can go more into it.
Okay. I got to say, I mean, when you actually see the CyberKongz VX, they're pretty cool looking.
Yeah.
They kind of look like Legos.
Yeah.
Which is really awesome as well. And if you look at the roadmap, it's interesting because the roadmap kind of stopped a little bit back in August, I believe, but it's still going. So yeah, they're really cool.
This is a super expensive project.
It is expensive.
Yeah.
It is expensive.
Dude, the VXs are going for 80 ETH, 100 ETH. Holy crap.
Yeah, if you look here, I actually pulled up. So just I got some for 4.2, 4.25 at the top. But if we go from high to low, let me see here. High to low, let's see what pops up. They're not cheap. So yeah, I mean, obviously you got the people that are going to go, put ridiculous prices up. But you're right. I mean, there's plenty of them. They're in the 60s, 80s, 50s. Wow. That's insane.
Yeah. It also tells you who owns what. So that's pretty cool too.
That's true. 100%. Yeah. There's some cool ones too. So you're supposed to be able to use these in the metaverse now, or are they available now in the metaverse?
Yes.
Okay.
In the sandbox.
In the sandbox. Okay.
That's crazy. Wow.
And their game is out already?
there is which game is out?
I think they
remember.
launched one like legitimately today. Hold on a second. Let me pull up CyberKongz.
Something came out like the CyberKongz. They have purchased a really big real estate in the sandbox,
Okay.
like really
Yeah.
big.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
they own a lot of land over there.
Phew.
Well, like them, there's a lot of other companies too. It makes a lot of sense because it exists, right? So if you want to get your avatar in there, that's a pretty good way of doing it.
It's true. It's true. I mean, in that Decentraland, a lot of these communities or these platforms are really starting to take off, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool too because they're laying the groundwork for a lot of the other people out there. Let's face it, like with what I'm doing, especially with Mark, they're laying the groundwork that's allowing other people to, like myself, to like, okay, this is what they're doing. So, I'm going to do this too. And I'm going to learn from them. Kind of like with Analog Brakes, that started with Formula One and then, it slowly started trickling down to everybody else. So
Right.
for sure. But yeah, you can see here, Play and Collect, CyberKongz, Play and Collect. This was just today. So looks like they got some sort of video game going, which is pretty awesome, I got to say.
Nice.
Yeah,
So
for
it's
sure.
multi-purpose. That's pretty cool.
It is cool. And it started off with just the 1,000 CyberKongz. And what was it? You had to have 2 to get a baby. Is that how it worked?
Yeah, I think it's breeding,
yes.
right?
Yeah. So you could breed. And then I'm not sure how the CyberKong VX became a thing.
But also, you gotta spend their token called banana. Yeah.
Yeah. You get 10 bananas a day for each
Exactly.
one you own. Is that what it is?
Yes. The
And-
Genesis.
Yeah. But it's only like 600 bananas to do the Genesis, right? Which is interesting because that's not that much when you think about it. You don't have to hold it for that long. You're staking, or I guess sort of like staking, which is nice. I think it's a better way to do it than having to like lock it away. They just give you a currency and stuff like that. So some of these are cool, man. Like this one right here, like there's one that kind of looks like holographic in a way. So did you get into any of these?
I missed the boat,
Okay.
but I'm part of projects that came out of the Kongs.
Okay.
So basically, what it is, they have this. It's called Kong's Tank.
Kong Stank,
Which is-
STANK.
Yeah, like a vault, like a tank, whatever.
Okay, sure.
So they have a good amount of Ethereum in there from sales or whatever.
Sure.
So it's basically like supporting new projects,
Okay.
but these projects are obviously from within, from the Kongs. So you pitch to them, and if it's good enough, they'll give you the money to do whatever you need to do.
That's interesting.
So now we have like projects like the Scholars, the Littles, and Zen Ape, all coming out of the Kongs. But there's a condition to this. You have to support the Kongs ecosystem or the assets themselves, the NFTs, and especially the banana token if you're gonna, when they release the funds to you. So it's kind of like this growing of their network
Sure.
and providing more utility or value to the token itself.
So you would have to use banana as your currency, essentially. Is that kind of what you're getting at?
In certain ways, I mean, what I've seen is they would do, for example, let's say the Zen Ape and the Kongs would merge, like they would breed. They have that kind of mechanisms.
Sure.
Or they would spend
Okay.
banana, or like it's
So for
just
PlanetMe, they would be able to use my planet, essentially.
yeah.
That's interesting. Wow.
Yeah, it's basically, when you have a token out, you have to make sure that you will provide value for it. Like,
Sure.
well, technically, they cannot say it's a passive income.
Well, technically, they can't say that. You're correct. But some sort of utility.
But what they say, it's one banana equals one banana. But then again, on the market, that has a value on its own.
Can you sell your bananas?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
yes. Sushi Swap,
Sure,
Dex
okay.
Tools, they're everywhere.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
I just sent you a link, Seth, on Kong's Tank. So it was like it's just a post talking about what's involved in the idea and what they're doing. So, Alex was spot on. Basically, they're giving a grant for an idea for this, I guess, project.
Okay.
So they're giving about 10 Ethereum plus 1,000 banana tokens or $1,000 worth in banana. And then they're also going to be, they will, I guess, provide a marketing team as well. And they will also release funds based on development stages. So 10% for a detailed idea, 40% with a working prototype, and 50% with a working project. So they basically are going to, incentivize, I guess, people in the community to get involved, which I think is a smart idea.
Very smart, especially if you have the funds to do it, give back to the community and in a very awesome way. And then by also doing the same thing, supporting your own community in the same way. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's I think the whole idea with the decentralized part, whereas like you're giving people the ability to, get involved, have a say, basically also make a profit from getting involved. It's like owning a piece of the company, if you will.
It's really, really awesome. For sure. I'm a big fan. I really am. And the 3D ones that look like Legos, they're amazing. They look really cool.
The art is amazing. Yeah, the artists, the developers that work with them.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Also, I got to mention that the CyberKongz are like pretty much the best alpha in the space. Like I've noticed through the smaller projects that I'm in, when the alpha comes out, it's really alpha, like quality information about products. And if you ape in, even if you don't check, you're doing well.
Okay.
Or you're getting into a good project that provides a lot of value and utility and all that. So very, very awesome community though.
Yeah, I have to say so. That's pretty cool. I mean, when I saw that the floor is like, 4 or 5 ETH for the for the Lego styled ones, I guess they would be the XRs, the VX. Sorry, I mean they're I was actually quite surprised, but then when you actually look at the art, you can totally see why. So all right, well let's move on to the next one. But before we do that, I actually wanted to open up with this because I totally forgot. But I got scammed out of 0.4 Ether today.
Oh.
Yeah.
What did you click?
So here's the thing, women of crypto. Their Discord got hacked.
Oh no.
So here's what happened. So I'm sitting here minding my own business and you get this alert, hey, they're minting like in a couple days. Like, hey, we're doing a pre-mint right now, 888. And, I was on Discord and I saw it pop up, like, let me check it out. And I go to the site and I see counting up to 888. I'm like, cool, let me get a couple. I mean, I'm here, I'm chilling, maybe I can get 2 more on the whitelist, so, and sure enough, and if I'm actually showing the Discord, but this Discord legit had like 50 channels. They must've had like 20 languages and the channels are gone. So what they did was they were spamming the announcement channel. And then by the time the people, women of crypto people found out about it, they deleted that channel. So they would spam another one slowly, one by one. Every channel just got completely deleted. And I know, I don't know personally, but I have like one-on-one Zooms with one of the administrators of them who also happens to run a marketing firm specifically for NFTs. And I was on his server. I was like, yo, woman of crypto got hacked. He's like, when? I'm like, now. So dude, it's a bummer. I don't know what they're going to do. The minting is in like 2-3 days. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. A lot of times when this happens, because I jumped on what we're going to talk about next with you, which is the CryptoBatz, but they got hacked also. And they ended up giving all the money back. So I'm hoping that'll happen here. Cause I don't keep anything in my MetaMask. I only keep stuff in there when I'm ready to buy, just because I don't like it to sit there. Otherwise, I'll just keep it in other wallets.
That's smart.
To keep it smart. Yeah. But I had it in there because the minting for Women of Crypto is coming up and it's 0.2 ETH. I can mint 2. So I had like 0.5 just in case the gas. So I was ready to go. And, sure enough. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Suck
But you
it.
still played
Suck
smart. That's a
I've,
burner wallet.
I
It
feel
is.
like, you know what? That's why, like, on my channel, like, remember I was telling you I was thinking of which direction to go in?
Yeah.
And quite honestly, like, I started off obviously 3 months ago. So, Alex, I don't know if Seth told you, but technically how we met was through one of the videos. So one of the videos I made on my channel, which is called Crypto Sane on YouTube.
Yep.
And so I started this about 3 months ago, and I started reviewing game projects. So these were like meta game projects that had NFTs involved. And of course, it's all about NFTs. So I started doing reviews on that. But what I started to notice was it's not so much about, I think the biggest problem right now in crypto is not necessarily about making the right investment or a good investment, but it's how to keep your investment. Because there's so many goddamn hacks now
It's amazing.
that it's like ridiculous. It's almost like you could have, like, I think there was one article recently, this guy lost $2.2 million worth of NFTs. He had he had Mutant Ape yachts, he had the Bored Ape Yacht Club, he had a few other valuables. I think he got reimbursed by OpenSea, but even that guy, who I'm sure must have been a seasoned NFT collector,
so I know about that.
still was hacked. And so, like, it just goes to show you, man, I think the biggest thing I think I'm going to talk about on my channel moving forward, I think, is crypto security.
Yeah.
Because you can make $1 million in sheep tokens by investing $1,000, but if you get hacked, that wallet's drained, you lost $1 million.
Yeah, you're gone, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like
That's
that,
what
my
I'm
money,
saying.
if they don't reimburse me, like, it is what it is. It's gone. And
So
here's the
I
thing:
think-
if I'd have been a little bit longer into this space, I probably would have known. Granted, this will never happen again. That's for sure.
Yes.
So I'm glad
Yeah.
it happened with 0.4 as opposed to what could have been a lot more. So sorry to cut you off there.
No, it happened to me too. I mean, I think everyone to some extent has unfortunately been part of a scam or has been scammed or just did something silly they didn't realize until it was too. So, at the end of the day, I think moving forward, I think most of my channel is going to be dedicated to crypto security
It's a
because
good
I think
idea.
because no one's talking about it.
It's true.
No one's really talking
Kind of
about
need to. Alexander, so have you ever been crypto scammed?
I've been rug pulled.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
That sucks.
Solana, Ethereum, even when I played with some shit coins,
Sure.
but nothing
Yeah.
too crazy, not like a lot, but still, like I learned my lessons.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea for you to focus on that, and I think if you can, there's enough scams and rug pulls and stuff like that's happening. And if you follow a lot of the bigger channels, they'll tell you this one got hacked, don't go there. This one's a scam, don't go there. A lot of these bigger channels, so they'll clue you in. So you'll definitely get plenty of material. That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so CryptoBatz. So Sean, this is the one you wanted to talk about, which it's Ozzy Osbourne, folks. Like, how do how do you not love that? I gotta say,
it's
For
cool.
sure.
It's cool. I mean, it's a newer project too because they started minting basically like 2 days ago or 3 days. Well, a week ago actually. Now it was like the 20th, I think, was their public sale.
Sure.
And they started the minting on January 19th for like anybody who's on the whitelist.
Sure.
So it's an interesting project only because I think it's going to have some sort of. And again, I'm just speculating here, but I think it could be like as useful in terms of like, the one that we just talked about, like CyberKongz. Sure. And I'll tell you why. It's because not only, well, first of all, Ozzy Osbourne's behind this, right?
I mean, how there he is, it's hard to say, but the fact that he's there putting his spin on it,
He actually has a formal title. He's the creative director.
Okay. Wow. All right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So
that's pretty cool.
I think he gets to just give thumbs up or thumbs down.
Hey, that's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. It's not going to suck if that's the case.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, Justin Bieber made his own Timbits, you know what I mean? He had a say in the creative process as well, right?
True.
Obviously they're using Ozzy Osbourne's image, at least in rock and roll, to sort of create this project. Obviously he's not as big as he used to be, but I mean, he's somewhat still relevant in terms of the rock era and anybody who's raised in the 60s. So what's cool about this project as well is that the actual graphics sort of resonate with, I guess, Ozzy Osbourne's time growing up. I mean, like graphics weren't as good. So these
That's
are very
true.
pixelated type
That's-
of like,
that's a good point.
old school like look. So it's definitely like an interesting project. But what I find really cool about it too is that they are going to come out with some utilities for these bats. So if you just scroll down, it sort of gives you basically a glimpse of all these types of bats that and what they kind of look like.
The feast on the flesh. That's when I saw this, I was like, how are they going to pull that off?
But,
But it's interesting.
Think about it this way, though. I mean, Ozzy Osbourne kind of went viral back in his day.
For sure.
Bit off the head of a bat. So there's literally an NFT. Yeah. So there's an NFT with an actual head missing on the bat.
That's cool. Super rare, I would assume.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's interesting. But one of the utilities that these bats are going to get, or these cryptos are going to get, is that you can actually bite. So you get like a bite utility, which means these bats can actually bite another non-CryptoBatz NFT. And some of these guys are Bored Ape Yacht Club's Crypto Toads. CyberKongz is another one. Alien Friends, Sapducks. So if you have one of these guys and you have any of these other NFTs, you could literally use that utility to create and mint a new NFT altogether. And cool. it would basically be a bat with, I guess, the characteristics of the other NFTs that you hold in your wallet.
Wow.
And you get crazy. One bite. So you get one bite utility
per bat. Or is there like a currency to bite?
I think it's going to be the currency, the native token that they have.
Okay.
To be honest, I don't even know what it is.
They're not doing it yet. It probably hasn't been announced.
I don't think it has been announced officially. But what's interesting as well is that they're going to have like Bored Ape Yacht Clubs. There's going to be a mutant ape yacht club like for the CryptoBatz, and they're called Ancient Bats. And what's really cool about these guys is that it's going to be something in the metaverse where you get to actually look for these things or try to find them. So they'll give clues to all these CryptoBatz holders and we'll give them access to a metaverse space. So it could be like Sandbox. It could be something else. It could be their own, because I think the actual company itself is called Sutter Systems.
Okay.
So they might just design their own. And there's a map, if you just scroll down, where they show you where you could find these ancient bats potentially. So you can kind of them. And what's interesting is if you actually find one of these guys, not only are they more rare, but you can actually mint 99 more because they have 99 more bytes. So you could literally produce 99 assets.
So this is geolocation?
Yeah. It's been like they'll have like random locations or whatever. And I guess you get to click in and just try to find it. And they throw you hints your way. So they kind of keep so I think like what's cool about this project, and I think a lot of good NFT projects per se, is that they get people involved and they find a way of getting, the community who already invested involved.
Sure.
And more importantly, gives you add value, because if you actually own one of these and you own another, NFT that's like along one of these guys like Bored Ape Yacht Clubs, you can obviously mint more NFTs and you could make money by selling them, right?
Sure.
So it gives you like a source of income if that's what you so choose to do, or you can hold on to them. And I'm sure they're going to expand that list of NFTs that you potentially could get the bite utility from.
100%. Who wouldn't want to work with Ozzy Osbourne's NFT and CyberKongz?
Yeah, exactly. And I think like this is going to be big for artists because he has worked in the past with Post Malone, Travis Scott. So I do think that because he's in the music world, I feel like artists would appreciate this, which could actually drive the price of this project up. Just because, again, it's like you said, who doesn't want to be a part with Ozzy Osbourne? He is a part of music history, period. So, I mean, at the end of the day, for any artist to want to get involved, like Dr. Dre is a big Nirvana fan, like a lot of these guys in hip hop, they listen to rock too. They know music. Right. So, it's kind of interesting. I think like there's a really big, there's big potential with this one.
For sure. They're not that expensive, like 1.1 ETH for the most part. So
yeah, they're affordable. So, I mean, I'm sure there'll be more, rarer ones as time goes on, but I mean, it's just new, it's brand new. But I think what happened with this project and the controversy, which I did mentioned in my last video. Essentially, they had an old link that they were going to use for the minting, which they essentially weren't going to use anymore. And because they had left it up, it was a dead link. The hackers copied that link, created other discords, and essentially just swindled people by connecting their wallets and just creating. Yeah,
I know all about it. Trust me.
Yeah, so it wasn't the actual like project itself. The project is solid, so it's not a scam in of itself.
Sure.
But unfortunately, they weren't careful or cautious with the link. And of course, I guess people who are clever and I again, the guys who swindle other people, I wouldn't call them stupid or assholes.
Really smart people.
They're smart and crafty,
Yes.
and I guess that was an opportunity for them to
And timely.
really. Yeah, exactly. It's a very timely thing. So it's like they did it real quick, and unfortunately, it caught wind of the tabloids, right?
Wow,
and
that
started going
sucks.
viral. I know.
It happens. I mean, is that what they just gave the money back for? Is that what we saw?
Yeah.
Because they just gave back, I don't know, like 34 ETH or something.
Yeah,
But good for
yeah.
them. Good for them for reimbursing everybody, you know?
Well, it gives. I think one of the good things about these kinds of projects, and that's why I think CryptoBatz deserves a little credit, because you know what, they have the equity behind them to help resolve these issues.
Sure.
Which I feel like other NFT projects that may not have this type of backing or capitalism, if there is a hack, unfortunately, there's not much anyone can do. It's almost like, too bad,
Yep.
so sad kind of thing.
I gotta say the roadmap though has got to be the worstly drawn. Like I guess it kind of fits, but
I think it was supposed to be that way. I think like that's the whole idea. It wasn't supposed to be good. It's not like
sure.
one of those NFT projects that it was all about the graphics. Like I think it's strategically placed.
It does work. It does work in that regard for sure. I just saw it. I'm like, oh my God, look at this, like a connected dot. La 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 la. So that's cool, man. Well, I gotta say, it's an interesting project. They're not that expensive. Like if I hadn't just gotten swindled, who knows? I might get one for myself.
Right.
That's for sure. So
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the CryptoBatz, Ozzy is like one of the first artists that I've seen releasing an NFT, or maybe one of the first ones.
No, there have been a few. I mean, last year Steve Aoki released his own line. There was Calvin Harris who released his own line. Diplo did the same thing. Actually, the first artist that actually got in on this, well, I wouldn't say the first, but I say the most well-known ones, like you know what I mean, like big names, was Steve Aoki, Calvin Harris, Diplo. These guys were the ones who got in on it. Marshmallow too, yeah, exactly. So it was these guys who actually in 2021, when NFTs got big, like this was as soon as Beeple sold that $69 million, 5,000 days, that's when it just blew up.
Yeah.
And that's when all these guys started to get in on it. So Ozzy Osbourne's actually kind of late to the game.
it's all right. Just like Apple, you learn from everyone else's mistakes and you pump forward.
But do they have the collections on OpenSea as well?
It is. I think it's on OpenSea. Yeah, CryptoBatz is on OpenSea.
No, I mean the previous ones like Calvin Harris and all that, because of.
I think they sold it through OpenSea initially, but it was just a limited time edition collection. They weren't really creating like an actual NFT line for the metaverse because the metaverse wasn't a thing back then.
Exactly. So my point is, Ozzy's first. Like that gets attention, and he's on the OpenSea because all these guys did it like a limited edition, but this is I don't know. I think he's not that late though. He's right on time.
I mean, we're all like all of us are in like the perfect time because this is where the public's really, really starting to come in. And soon enough, all these hacks that are happening are going to disappear because people are going to start being more wary. But people like myself are a little bit new to the space, it's like, oh, pre-mint, this doesn't look fishy at all. It came from the Discord freaking site officially, and it looks great. And dickhead. Anyway, what were you saying about Snoop Dogg?
Oh yeah, Snoop Dogg bought so this is like where things get interesting because obviously with COVID and everything, people are living, they're more at home and stuff. So artists started finding really creative ways of earning more money or raising money. So you couldn't really throw a concert or go on tour. So Essentially, Snoop Dogg, he bought a plot of land on Sandbox, and threw a virtual concert, and was selling NFT tickets.
Wow. I did not know that. That's pretty awesome.
Cosimo de Medici.
What's that?
What's that?
Well, he had this name on. He was like a collector of NFTs, and he had this Twitter handle, Cosimo de Medici, and then Snoop Dogg came out and he said, "This is my handle. This is me." And he's one of the biggest collectors of NFT out there.
Wow.
Wow. That's cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah, with the Italian name.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Actually, one of my favorite projects is called War Cards, and it's run by some Italian guys. It's a really cool little NFT game that they got going on. Okay. All right, so let's jump into, I guess, all the people out there, you can't possibly be surprised, but of course, we're going to be talking about PlanetMe because, so both of you, so Sean, I spoke to you, I guess, about a week and a half ago, and Alex, I guess, with you is a few weeks ago, and a lot's changed with PlanetMe since then. Namely, so originally it was going to be just when I did, I was like, let me just do some cool art. I'm going to release it. If it sells, great. If not, who cares? I just want to do it. But I just became so in love with it after spending all the amount of time that I did working on it that I really just wanted to create like a really awesome space. So what I ended up doing was doing a lot of research, meeting a lot of people, and realizing that what I need to be doing is working on something a little bit more. I need utility. So utility number one that I'm going to have is I'm going to be airdropping Mark assets to all of the NFT owners. Because as you know, I mean, I own 9 tiers. Like I own 18% of Mark right now. The tiers that are out, that's going to drop as more people get in. But I get a lot of assets drop. Some of these assets have sold for like 0.1 ETH. So and they're assets you're going to be able to use in the metaverse. So anyone who owns these NFTs is going to get quarterly or like every 3 or 4 months for staking. I'm going to drop assets to you. But also, what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be creating a planet for everyone to go visit. And it's going to be called PlanetMe. And so the plan is we create this community planet, gamification, probably do some tokenizing as well. I want to have like mining for resources and stuff like that, store, market, all on there, a museum where you can like display your pieces of art and stuff like that. So really, really important. But what's cool is we actually feel like we have found the right person who's going to be able to facilitate this.
Nice.
So
that's
important. So Mark, so the guy who runs that, was approached by somebody who wanted to kind of be involved with what he was doing and introduced him to me. And we kind of came to the realization that, he has the assets and I have the planets. So, and this guy, supposed to be really amazing. And he actually produces and he codes in Unreal Engine, which is massive.
Oh, nice.
And what's great about Unreal Engine is Unreal Engine stores all of the data on its own servers. So you don't need server space. You don't have to worry about bandwidth as much. It all gets hosted there. So, and obviously anyone who's into gaming, anyone who's into graphics knows what Unreal Engine is. Mm-hmm. So the technology is there. We feel as if we have a way to capture it. And right now we are currently working on creating a video that's going to showcase kind of like a concept build, if you will, just to kind of show what is actually possible and what we're going to be able to accomplish. I have somebody else who's taking one of my images and turning it into a 3-dimensional walking space. Like one of my images, like just take it, turn it into a place where you could walk around, just a little mini planet. It doesn't have to be amazing. I just really want to be able to see what it's going to be like. And he's creating that, hoping to get that in about maybe about a week now. So we'll see how it goes, but that's the direction we're going. Like we are going to turn this into planets.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it's happening. The technology's there. We have the guy to do it. It's just a matter of getting enough people involved so we can sell enough NFTs, because this guy says he can make ones big enough to fit like 100,000 avatars. Like he can, so what I want to do is create this massive planet. with
wanna buy
gamification.
planets.
What's that?
Want to start buying planets? That's what I want to do.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So we'll have the big one, and then once that's going and tested, we will either launch themed planets based on the different themes that I have and based on the different landscapes, and then eventually, we want everyone to have their own little planet, and it's doable, like. And what we would do is we would have pre-made planets that are just blank that you can do whatever you want with. But the cool thing is, and you'll have access to the Mark assets to use on the planet as well, like the horse and the Lear jet that he just did, and avatars and all that.
Yeah, I would think once you start getting planets, I think Mark should start building like NFT spaceships.
Well, that's the thing. So it was actually his idea, and it's a good one. He's going to create a special NFT just for people who mint, and it's going. We think we're going to do a spaceship. So if you mint the NFT, you'll get the spaceship. It'll be a standalone asset. Do what you want with it. Obviously, park it on your planet, which would be like a pimp gateway for going from planet to planet. Otherwise, you'll have to, take more meager means to get from planet to planet within the space.
Yeah,
so that's the direction we're going, and we're 100% making this happen.
Nice.
Yeah.
I would think like if all goes well, like if you had, let's say, like a spaceship or something, you could also start like in the metaverse, you could start like a spaceship business where it's like for those who don't and want to travel, you just charge them a percentage of whatever native token it is, and you can give them a ride to wherever they want to go. So
I know like World of Warcraft has a similar, I don't know if anyone out there is, I'm sure somebody who's listening to this or watching this has played. But that's one of the things they do. Like when you first start, if you want to travel, traveling far is expensive because you don't have a lot of currency. But as you start to, progress through the game, eventually you can travel anywhere you want, and it's like next to nothing. So it's an interesting thought. I definitely feel like I want to have certain events that will require some currency. I want to have like leveling up that will gain you more access to different things and stuff like that as well. I'm a huge gamer. Like, I'm 46 years old. I got my first video game when I was like 8, like 30, almost 30 years ago. So I've been doing this a long time. That's what I'm most excited about is creating the actual video game itself on the big planet. But yeah, I want to have like the little planets, and you could be mining, you could find resources. Maybe you got a crappy planet that doesn't have a lot of rarity, but all of a sudden when we upload, all the mining, you got one that has gold on it, for instance. So there's a lot of opportunity there, and that gold would allow you to gain more, currency. I don't know if it's going to be gold. We might think of our own currency, but just as an example. So all of a sudden your NFT planet that wasn't the greatest is probably worth a little bit more now because you can spend the time to mine this stuff, gain more in-game currency, which I feel like could be used for simple swap and pancake swap and all that as well. So I'm really excited because this is, starting to really move forward. Now, the biggest challenge I have is creating the marketing assets to convey this to the public in a way that they will, instantly be gravitated towards it. Yeah. That's the challenge. That's what Troverse has going for it, Alexander. Remember, you showed me Troverse. The stuff they have going on is amazing.
Yeah. So, wow.
A lot of things. Definitely TikTok, Twitter. I would definitely be on Twitter and TikTok.
TikTok for sure.
Twitter I'm on. TikTok I'm on. So we got some videos coming up. We're definitely going to start using them. Real quick, I'm going to pull over to Photoshop just to kind of show the build because there's a lot of people out there that have been asking to like see some of this, and I've showed a couple people that happen to be on in the Discord. But anyway, long story short, and the two of you aren't going to see this. Actually, Alexander, I've shown this to you, and Sean. I don't know. I showed you a little bit of it, but you guys won't see this. But you'll be able to see it when I actually, go ahead and put it up for the episode. But a bunch of different backgrounds. So my favorite is probably Below the Abyss, which is this one. But we have all these different backgrounds here. And these are all going to be completely randomized. And then after that, the different planets. So this one's a black one. We've got brown. We've got green, which is probably going to be the most popular. Or I'm sorry, brown and green are going to be the most or the least rare. So you're going to get more of those. And then as you get some of the other colors a little bit more rare. So I guess for this one, we'll stick to the purple. And then you also have your scenery. So this is what's going, like far off into the distance. winter pines. We have the trees and hills, misty mountains. I think I'll leave the winter pines up for now. And then after that is the sky. And this is really what the idea for me, because I always had this thought of just the cool NFT where you're just kind of sitting on your porch and looking at an amazing sky. So I ended up making it so you just had these really cool sky options that pop up. Got red devils there and star clouds that I have. So this one's called Rainbow Twinkle. So, but my favorites are the nebulas by far. That's Starfall. So, and then you have your different houses. So see some of the marked asset patterns that I have. I guess we'll leave orange for now. I think it's like 13 different houses. We have different shingles. So what's cool about the shingles is some of them are a little bit more rare. Like this one happens to be Midnights. I also have Jedi Knight, which is NIGHT, just so I can't get sued. I feel like you just got to be careful with that. Windows, bunch of different windows as well. This one's diamonds. I also have weeping windows. We have super picture, which is probably my favorite. And then of course we have, the regular windows that you see in any other house. We have different trees. We have flowers. We have bushes. We have different fences. That's a security fence. I guess we'll put like a fancy fence up there. You know what? Let's do the midnight. And then my favorite part of all this and what really pulls everything together is going to be the landscapes. That's really what makes it be a little bit more unique. And I've got 23 of them here. Some of them are derivatives of other landscapes. Mm-hmm. So, but the thing is, I have all these landscapes here because what I really want is to create these amazing options for everybody. I really want it so no matter what's going on, you have a completely different one. And then, of course, you have the landscapes on as well. And the cool thing, depending on the type of planet you have, it completely changes everything. So I know that's just pretty much it. There's over 1 trillion possible combinations in this set. And each one of these, I hope, if we could see, the thing is, if I can sell 2,000 of these at $200, dollars equivalent, let's say it's 0.1 ETH right now, which is like $2,500. So 250, that's plenty of money to get everyone a freaking planet easily. Yeah. So it's really a matter of getting the word out there, getting people involved, getting people to give a shit, and all that. So that's pretty much it. But the main planet, that's 100% happening. That's not that difficult to do. The guy said he could do it. Right now, we just need more people involved to get things going.
Yeah, it'll happen. I think it's going to take time, but I mean, it's just, you just started, right? But I mean, it's all falling together pretty good.
It's been a month. So. It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's
That's cool.
It hasn't been as much work to get the ideas and to get a direction. Because originally I was like, oh crap, utility. That's whatever. Because I made the art. I didn't care. It's like, I'm just going to make art and I'm going to release it. And I'm like, oh, utility. Wow, let me think about that. So then in my original roadmap, I was like, all right, cool. So we're going to sell them and then we'll figure out the utility. And then I was like, no, we got to do something about that. So I actually just updated. It's funny, I got to get lower res, but I just updated the roadmap to have all this information in there, which is essentially, long story short, we're making this major planet. And then from there, we are going to get everyone on it and hopefully get everyone their own planet. And also one last thing, I've hidden a DogeBonk. I've hidden a Dobo coin in this universe somewhere on one of the landscapes. Ooh. So I'm sitting on quite a few of these coins, which honestly, like a month ago, the 10 billion that I'm going to give away would probably have been worth closer to like $6,000-$7,000. But right now it took a dump like everything else. So it's not worth that much. But the first 4 people to find this little Dobo coin that's hidden, you show me a picture of it in your collection, show me a close-up of it on the planet, I'm going to save you 2.5 billion Dobo. So
damn.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah.
So just
nice.
Which if it goes back up like it should, that could easily be $500 each. But if it goes up to its all-time high, that could easily be a couple grand each. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes.
Awesome.
Yeah. I hid that in there, just like, oh yeah, this would be cool. Maybe someone will notice it and they'll let me know, like, oh, you found it. But I'm like, wait a minute, I could turn this into something really cool.
Yeah, that's smart. See, there you go. It's creative. Totally. Yeah, you got to come up with stuff like that. But you know what? You're right about the utilities part. Like, I think having that in any NFT project makes it a lot more enticing for people to want to get it.
Sure.
Right.
100%. And I can't say residual income, but the fact of the matter is,
not to.
yeah, you can't say it, but you are going to get assets dropped to you that have sold for a decent amount of money. But even if you don't want to sell them, you will be able to use them in the planet, because the guy who's going to be making the planet is also working on the Mark assets. Like, he's going to be working on both of ours, so they're going to work seamlessly. Well, they're supposed to. I mean,
well,
we'll see
I think honestly though, you're in a better position in terms of creating planets, having that kind of utility base, because I mean, Mark could be one project you could work with, and then you could have multiple other projects or NFTs that you could also work with
100%.
that would get more people involved in PlanetMe, just because you have different communities that like different things. I mean, I think one of the biggest problems we're seeing right now with NFTs is this idea that you can get rich quick, or you can make a quick buck. And I think that's what's kind of screwing the whole thing up. But I think for those who are actually passionate about art and they like this space, and I know that we all do, I think that, you know what, if you stick along like with a plan, like I think with some project like yourself, I think everyone can make something at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like, there's something to be made. You know what I mean? Like, it's not necessarily just about the money, but it's like you can be involved in a community or a project. And again, if you allow other projects to get involved with yours, now you've got a different community of people. And before you know it, you could have easily 1 million people. 100,000 for sure is no problem. I think you could definitely do it.
I think it's doable. 100,000. I think we could get there.
Yeah.
Said,
yeah.
I don't know if you know who Journey is.
Journey?
Tony. Yeah.
Journey, the rock band?
No, Journey, the influencer.
Oh, man. I thought, wow. Did I just like age myself? Secrets. Okay. Anyway.
So Journey or Tony is like a big time influencer in this space. And he just released his collection. I got one of his mint passes for one Ethereum.
Jeez.
Now the mint pass, it's around maybe 5 ETH.
Wow.
Because he's going to release his first drop.
So are you going to hold on to that pass?
Forever. So long story short, the members in the Discord are called Voyagers. So they would travel. So maybe if Journey wants to get one of your planets, this is gonna blow up.
That's the idea. Like, it's supposed to be doable. Like, it's doable. That's the thing. It all comes down to having. I actually thought, like, my story. So those of you who don't know, I actually put together a pretty awesome movie, little 10-minute film on this. And I thought about turning that story into a graphic novel, maybe selling 100 of them on OpenSea. Anyone who buys one is going to automatically get a PlanetMe, just to raise a little bit of funds to get moving on this major planet, because that's really what it's going to come down to. It's really going to come down to having the money. And if I can sell enough NFTs, we can get everybody their own planet. It's completely doable. So that's pretty much what it's gonna come down to. The cool thing too is we just got our brand new logo today, which I'm very, very excited about.
Oh, nice! You haven't posted it yet?
Actually, I'm showing it on the screen now. It's on the Discord. So and by the way, those of you watching, this is the one I'm having the person turn into a walkable space. We'll see what it looks like. So I told him it doesn't have to. I mean, it doesn't have to look exact. I don't want there to be a specific tree exactly where each tree is. But if you can turn that into a walkable space, and I want to be able to go into the house and have a little bit of
that's awesome.
a place to hang up some art, just to show exactly what's possible. Like,
that's what's about.
That's cool. What's that?
Be kind of cool. Be kind of cool. Like, if you actually, when this thing actually picks up and you actually create the planet and you have your own little space, which is like Seth's place on that planet.
Fuck yeah.
And we're doing the podcast in the metaverse.
That would be fucking awesome.
Dude, how cool would that be?
I'll tell you what, you three, us three,
like literally
line.
going in there, just like logging on, and it's like you're in the metaverse actually doing a podcast. Like, that would be freaking cool.
That would be cool.
Awesome.
Oh yeah,
it's doable. Web3, that type of stuff is doable. That's what's amazing about what's coming up. So
all
right. So any last minute thoughts? Any last minute comments before we wrap this little conversation up? I said little conversation. Well, listen, gentlemen, I really appreciate this. This was awesome. Like I said, I think it'd be cool if we could do this like every 4 or 5 weeks or so. Just come do this like on a Sunday. You're off on Sundays, Alexander. Sean, you're available. I'm available. So I think it'd be cool if we do this like once a week. Or not once a week, once a month, more or less, and just keep this party going. We'll just keep focusing on new things. And if I continue to talk about PlanetMe, it's my show. So, you guys will just have to deal with it. Sean, I appreciate you hopping on. Alexander, appreciate you coming over.
Pleasure.
Yeah, for sure.
Pleasure meeting you, buddy.
Pleasure, buddy.
Yeah, you too. And we'll try to do this again.
Sounds good.
Boom.
All right.
Rock on.
Awesome.
Peace.
See you later, guys. Talk to you later.
Bye.
All right, so we're back. Hope you guys enjoyed that. It was really great having Sean and Alexander together. Two people that are super into NFTs. Actually, Alexander more than I am. He's been doing it longer, so he has a lot more knowledge about certain things. And I've actually become very knowledgeable about other things. So the three of us really, it was just really a pleasure. And hopefully it's something we can do maybe like once every 5 weeks, 6 weeks or so. We'll just get together and do something like that. But anyway, so that being said, any shout outs over there, Laz?
No, not this week.
No shout outs? Wow. Pulling a Lucas on us. Lucas, any shout outs over there? By the way, really like the frosted window, dude. Like the really well-defined like ice crystals. It's pretty awesome. It's a really cool picture.
Yeah, it was really strange because, you get the frost where it's just like a sheet.
Yep.
This looks like individual snowflakes just landed.
Just laying
stayed
laying
there
on the windshield. It's a really, really cool image. What's cool about it too is the windshield is kind of curved, so you get different views of the snowflakes.
Try to get
we can see, you don't have to move. We can see plenty enough of it. All right. So I don't have any specific shout outs, but actually I do want to shout out my new job. I can't say what it is. So everybody's been great. The trainers are amazing. I have to say, the one like main trainer is just, she's just awesome. I got to give her a lot of credit. And funny too, because last Friday, so my job, I will say, is sales, and I get to work here and I get to work from home. And she happened to jump on one of my calls because it was like the first week, and they're like, "Listen, you're gonna fail. It's all good. This is practice. These aren't, and it's okay." But she gets on, and bro, she put the hammer down, like, "Oh, this and that." She's very nice and very firm, but when she was in there, dude, she was like a personal trainer, bro. It was amazing to see that switch. And she would say, "Oh, Seth, there's no way. Nah, you didn't do this." She could tell by the conversation that was going on, you didn't do this, you didn't do this. Like it's
like actual steps.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, there's definitely any sales job that you get, there's gonna be their process that you follow, and then you cater to yourself.
Tweak it to the people and yourself.
When I was selling windows for Thompson Creek, like I memorized the crap out of that thing, and from there, like legit, dude, over the course of time, I kind of made it my own. Ended up freaking slaughtering it. So like like $1.6 million. Ended up number 2 in the company. So, but it's different. It's different when you're on the phone, man. Like when you see this beautiful face sitting across from you on the table,
get the fuck out
in the dining room table, this big cheesy grin, and those eyes of I understand.
You
like,
can't flirt with the wife too much.
I feel where you're coming from, Mr. and Mrs. Jones. I feel it. I understand, and that's why I'm here to help. But you can't do that face to face on the phone. You lived for me a year, yeah, and you talked me into getting fat again. Bunch of fucking cookies and donuts and shit.
The I hate myself shelf.
Yeah,
I hate myself shelf elf.
Yeah, exactly. So
but I
anyway,
do have a shout out.
You do have a shout out? Well, anyway, I want to shout out my new job. I can't say what it is. We don't talk about what we do. It's gonna be a challenge. I ain't gonna lie. Like it's the learning curve is steep. But I think I'm gonna do really, really well, and I'm happy to be there. All right, Lucas, go ahead.
Shout out to the Rams and Bengals, especially the games that we saw this past week.
The past 2 weeks.
Dude, as much as I legally can say as an Eagles fan, I was really hoping to see the 49ers at least go in against the Bengals.
But why? I mean, what does an Eagles fan have to do with the 49ers?
Because it's not the Eagles.
I was with you until that 49ers thing.
No, Matthew Stafford deserves to win a Super Bowl. And you know what? The Bengals, I think with everything they've gone through, I'd be just as happy for them to win. But, I mean, I'm talking so close to 50-50, maybe like 55-45. I would love to see Matthew Stafford win.
At least we know for sure there's not going to be any fake fans. It's
That's
like
true.
You go for whoever you go for.
That's true.
Yep.
That's true.
Nobody's like, oh yeah, we're just following them to the end.
I'm curious, man, but we actually have two trainers, literally two trainers out of the four main trainers, the three that we actually see. Two of them are Bengals fans, so they got the Bengals background going on and Houday, and
they've already had it before.
What's that?
If you're a real Bengals fan,
had it before, yeah, for sure. What's that, Lucas?
But excellent games this past
oh,
weekend.
dude, the games were great.
Oh,
even the week before.
The week before was fire games.
Yeah. Hopefully the Super Bowl is the same thing. Eminem, Snoop Dogg. It's gonna be a great halftime show. Stoked.
It's going to rival. At least be up there with the Prince. It's not going to take Prince.
Nothing will take Prince, but you never know.
It's going to be up there. It's
Prince. You guys have heard us talk about the best all-time halftime show, fucking Prince.
In the Rain.
Oh,
they probably
remember Jackson was there. Jackson was there. We got to figure out which episode that was. He tells a story of how he actually got to see that live.
Oh yeah.
By accident.
Standing in the rain.
One of the greatest freaking I snuck in stories ever. All right, well, we're going to take our first break. We'll be back with quick news, Lucas's WTF news, and we'll see you soon. Boom.
Not like you would be catching any of her pitches anyway.
Well, if I was younger, and I'd probably be more helpful in helping her with athletic career. But let's face it, I'm getting old, folks. All right. Well, anyway, let's jump right in.
It's time for quick news.
That's right, folks. We're back. We're going to jump right into quick news. And starting off, this is BBC. U.S. woman finds $3 million lottery ticket in junk email folder. Could you imagine?
How are you finding the email, though?
Well, let's hear the story. U.S. woman discovered she had won $3 million from the lottery after checking her spam folder for an unrelated email. Laura Spears, 55, had purchased a Mega Millions ticket online. I guess you can get them online now. God, that's got to be dangerous.
That's crazy as fuck.
The state lottery, after she saw the jackpot. Yeah, imagine how many people don't claim it because it ends up in their junk folder. But, dude, it's a racket.
No, you got to look for it.
Well, yeah. I mean, you do, but how many? If this happened to her, I'm sure it's happened to other people. I haven't claimed it. She saw the jackpot climbing in the hundreds of millions. A few days later, I was looking for a missing email from someone, so I checked spam folder in my email account, she told lottery officials. That's when I saw the email from the lottery saying I'd won a prize. I couldn't believe what I was reading, so I logged onto my lottery account to confirm the message and email. She said, calling the win shocking. She now plans to retire early and to monitor her emails more closely in the future. I definitely added the Michigan lottery to my safe senders just in case I ever get lucky enough to receive another email about a huge prize.
But here's the thing, though. If you're playing or buying lottery shit online that much, when you log in, wouldn't it be there that you won?
That's a good point. That is a good point. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe you need to get the official email. It's an interesting thought, though.
I do randomly play, I have 2 tickets I haven't checked yet, but it's here. I'm going to check it eventually.
Every once in a while, Elena, I'll be going, especially if it's a big jackpot. She's like, can you pick up some lottery tickets? I'm like, yeah, sure. I mean, it's fun.
You never know.
Every once in a while. Absolutely.
Most likely you're never going to win, but it doesn't matter.
We've done it. I think we did it at Gotham once, right? This is like a big lottery thing, and we all pitched in. And so in your work, it's fun. So in 2018, listen to this shit. And the only reason I say this is because I didn't realize this had happened. But in 2018, a single winner in South Carolina walked away with a record $1.6 billion Mega Millions win. One person, 1.6 billion. Good Lord.
You can do
Before
whatever the fuck you want with that
Dude,
shit.
whatever you want with
Whatever
that.
you want.
Billion, 1.6 no less.
Have you ever heard of what people call fuck you money?
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm familiar with the term, yes.
That's it. Like,
That's it.
you have to do
Exactly.
this. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I don't have to do anything.
Pretty much. I mean, there are definitely things you can't get away with, but as long as you're not an idiot,
You can get away with almost anything.
pretty much. Well,
Pretty much.
at least for long enough to get away with it, and then you just dip out, you know? Anyway, Laz, you're up.
I'm not ready. I am ready. Elon Musk offered a Florentine $5,000 to delete a Twitter account
I saw
tracking his
this.
jet.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
saw it like 2 times, and then I saw it on the news this morning as well. So I was like, really? So Jack Sweeney, 19-year-old from Florida, this is from WSVN, rejected a $5,000 offer from Elon Musk to delete his Twitter account that tracks his billionaire's jet's plane. Elon Jet has over 150,000 followers and uses a bot that Sweeney developed to monitor Musk flights. It also can monitor like a whole bunch of other flights as well.
Yep.
To see where the plane
Like
takes off and
Bezos,
lands.
he's got other ones that he's monitoring.
Yeah. The college freshman has developed a dozen other flight bot accounts to track travels of high-profile tech titans, including Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos. Originally, the message came from him, "Can you take this down? It's a security risk." And they offered him $5,000. Then he wanted $50,000.
Yeah, my man. That's right, dude. Give
the
him
money for college,
$50,000.
and maybe a Tesla Model 3. And then he also wanted to do like
An internship.
Internship.
Yeah.
I don't. Obviously, we just talk about the money situation. If I had that much money, like,
Just give him the $50,000.
yeah, give him $50,000 and put him on an internship.
Elon
Who cares?
Musk said no. He's like, I don't
Yeah,
feel
like-
comfortable paying for this or something like
and
that.
then he never responded to him anymore.
Yeah. So Lucas-
Elon Musk offering him $5,000 is like Seth giving me $5. Just
It
to
probably
fuck
wasn't
off.
even him
That's
though.
actually me like giving you, 5 cents.
No, but
Yeah,
he
exactly.
probably
It's-
didn't.
it's-
It probably
it's
wasn't
nothing.
even him.
It is
It probably was like a lawyer or something.
Well,
Like-
I mean, that's probably true. But what the kid did do was give him a hint. It's like, hey, you can have this turned off or something, and it'll make and I won't be able to track you with this. And Elon took the bait, and the kid said, "Yep, it's right. Like he did turn it off, but I have other ways I can track."
No,
him."
he didn't say that. It was like they upped their security for him to track them.
No, he gave him a hint. The article that I read, the kid gave Elon Musk a hint that would help him with security. Elon Musk did it, but then they asked the kid. They're like, "Do you have the person who interviewed him in this article? Do you? I mean, can you still track him?" The kid was like, "Yeah, I can still track him. It's
the
a
kid
little
can
more
still track him.
difficult,
Yeah.
but I can still track him." Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
Just give him the $50,000. Give him the internship. Actually, the kid
Give him,
was
give him
smart.
the internship and give him a car. Like,
Yeah,
fuck it.
I mean,
Like,
come on. That's pretty genius. Give the kid a job.
Yeah,
Teenager,
give him a Cybertruck.
right?
Fuck that.
You heard
Yeah.
about that?
Wow, of course. All right, NPR. After more than 70 years, the FDA is dropping its regulation for French dressing, folks. That's right, French salad dressing, the most highly regulated dressing on the
Wait,
planet.
who's dropping this? FDA?
The FDA, the Food and Drug Administration of the United States, is dropping the French dressing regulation. So after more than 70 years, the federal government has decided that French dressing no longer needs to be regulated. When the standard of identity was established in 1950, French dressing was one of the 3 types of dressing we identified, the FDA said in a final rule posted in the Federal Register on Thursday. The other 2 are mayonnaise and just salad dressing. French dressing is the only pourable dressing required to adhere to standards that require it to contain oil, acidifying ingredients, and seasoning. Other foods include breads, jams, juices, have their own standards of identity. The Association for Dressing and Sauces, an industry group founded in 1926. That's right. The Association for Dressing and Sauces. So the ADS, the ads.
That's how it started with probably how the wine and stuff started too. With
the
wine has
wine's
to be like this.
A lot longer before that.
I know, but I mean, when did they start completely regulating it like that?
Well, I mean, it depends on the country. I mean, in France, hundreds of years ago. In America, maybe like 50 years ago.
Okay.
So they said that petition. So the ads, the Association for Dressing and Sauces petition for the standards to be revoked in 1998, citing the explosion of varieties of salad dressing available, among them ranch, cheese, popcorn, and popcorn dressing, peppercorn, and Italian. French dressing is no longer a baseline for other dressing and has become marginalized. In December 2020, the FDA proposed revoking the standard for French dressing in its name of flexibility and innovation. So the rule goes into effect on February 14th on Valentine's Day, red French dressing. So all you French dressing folks out there, if you ever wanted to go crazy with your French dressing recipe, now's your chance. So
With your French dressing.
What?
Dude, you said French dressing like 4 times in one sentence.
Well, because it's French dressing.
It's French.
Yeah, and it's dressing.
Has to be WD.
All right, Laz, you're up.
I'm ready. I'm just. Biden refers to Fox News correspondent as stupid son of a bitch.
Wait,
Yep.
Biden?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't
You
hear
didn't see
this.
that?
No.
I said it. Oh, man. Oh, God. That's what I was
Between
deciding
my
about.
NFT, my new job, like I just haven't.
There is no time, Seth. And then
there isn't.
you
And the
do it.
show.
Yeah, there's no time at all. So President Biden appeared to be caught on hot mic on Monday. This is why it's so funny when when we started. I'm like, are we recording? Of course we're recording. Like, you're always being recorded. Hot mic.
Yeah.
So he appeared to be caught on a hot mic on Monday, calling a Fox News correspondent a stupid son of a bitch after the journalist asked him a question about inflation.
Wow.
It's unclear whether the president knew his mic was still on, but at the moment was also caught on camera. Do you think inflation is a political liability going into the midterms? Fox White House correspondent Peter Dookie? What the fuck?
Peter Dookie. All right.
Could be heard
My man.
shouting as journalists filed out of the room.
Wow.
He goes, no, it's a great asset, Mr. Biden muttered sarcastically. More inflation. What a stupid son of a bitch. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're still like recording shit, but everybody's walking out of the room. And then he just said that.
Anthony Fauci got caught with that shit too.
Yeah, but he ended up calling the guy and apologizing. But I mean, like literally, like right now.
Apologize. Fuck that.
When we're always recording when we're in here, but like imagine I'm just a fucking dumbass.
But
Lucas.
I edit.
Yeah,
I edit out.
Yeah.
Like, he's not getting edited out.
Oh man, but
You know?
fuck dude. But like I mean, whatever. At least it makes him more of like a normal person.
Yeah, for sure.
Because like the question had nothing to do with whatever they were talking about that day.
Could you imagine like hearing like Obama saying, "What a fucking prick," you know, dude? Oh, that'd be
Obama
so
doesn't
awesome.
say shit like that. Bullshit.
That you
I'm
know
talking shit.
about.
Everybody says no. Everybody does
dude,
though.
He did
But the-
call Trump a jackass. Remember, he's a jackass.
But the thing is, we got to understand that all the politicians are normal people.
Yeah.
Like Republican, Democrat, weirdos, whatever. It doesn't matter. Of course, they're gonna be annoyed when they're done with a conference or something
great.
like that. Like it's. They probably should let them call people sons of bitches
That's
and
true.
not even be like, oh my gosh, it's frowned upon.
No, fuck
that. Like,
I mean,
And
we're
it's-
kind of going that way anyway.
oh, it's almost
I would just love to see somebody go up in front of Congress or the Senate and just go, "What the fuck, guys?"
Yeah, that would be great.
Who the fuck wrote this bill?
Yeah,
like,
right?
I mean, like,
Fuck you. You know, there's
No, but
governments
that-
out there where it happens, though.
you know, we're not
That
voting on this shit.
I know that journalist. It isn't the first time that he's, asked a stupid question. He did it to McCain too.
Well, he has questions that he's trying to get a reaction from, and look, ting, ding, ding, you got it, man.
Yeah, now we know Dookie's name now.
Yeah, Dookie. I'm sure it's pronounced. I'm sure you
It's like
find some
douchey or
French
doozy.
way to pronounce it so it doesn't sound like Dookie.
Dookie.
All right, Lilith Marcus, CNN. Gates of Hell. Turkmenistan's president wants to close Darvaza, Darvaza, gas crater. Not everyone is impressed with the fact that Turkmenistan's most internationally recognized site is known as the Gates of Hell. President Berdy Mukhtamedov And this is, dude, I like BERDYMUKHAMEDOV.
That's his first. That's one name.
It's one name. I had to hyphenate it. Jeez, has reportedly ordered the closure of the site, which is officially named Darvaza Crater after the town where it's located. The crater was formed in the early 1970s when the ground collapsed during a Soviet gas drilling expedition. Scientists reportedly lit the massive hole on fire to prevent the spread of natural gas, and it's been burning ever since. It's pretty cool, man, ever since the 70s.
So he tried to light
No, they were
natural
doing
gas.
some drilling for gas, and there's a collapse, and gas is seeping out. They lit it on fire to keep the gas from getting into the air. Let's just burn it here. Instead of
I
letting
really
the gas
will
out, or it
burn
could be-
forever.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
That makes no sense.
The gates
bro.
of hell, man, since the 70s. What's that, Lucas?
I would love to see the video when they first lit it. That foomp of
Yeah,
all the
right.
gas just lighting. That would be
Some guy
wicked.
with a match, just like throws it in there.
Why wouldn't they just try to cap it?
No, you can't. That
Not
doesn't
cap
work.
it, but like
No.
they had to drill it. What did they drill through?
They were drilling underground, and it collapsed, underneath. So they were.
I mean,
drilling,
they're
the tunnel
probably gonna-
collapsed.
They're probably going to have the same issues as Centralia.
I mean, I don't know, but putting it out is not going to be easy. But but natural gas is one of their main things. That's where they make a lot
if
of their
they
money.
let the gas go in the air, what kind of?
Well, I mean,
catastrophe
depending
would
on
it-
how much there is, depending on the type of gas.
Remember this, you said
It could be
1970.
asphyxiating. It could be, it could like kill you, like methane gas, the gas that you get in your stove. Like it has no smell, no odor. They actually put odor in it so you can actually smell it. But when you leave the gas stove on, the only reason you smell it is because they put an odor in there. But otherwise, you wouldn't be able to smell it. So you could just be walking along and just
Could then
die.
kaboom. Light a
Yeah.
cigarette. Kaboom.
Well, that too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. According to,
Just-
what's that, Lucas?
I was going to say just one guy shows up with one fire extinguisher and tries his best.
Had to be a hell of a fire extinguisher. There were several reasons for giving the extinguishing of the famous fire, negative effects on health of people living nearby, wasting of valuable natural gas resources, and environmental damage. And that's the thing too. Like, you could capture that gas and use it. Maybe a local town right nearby, just hook it up to a pipe. So you don't want to cap it, but if you can capture it, for sure. According to the newspaper, Turkmenistan's deputy prime minister was instructed to gather scientists and, if necessary, to attract foreign consultants and find a solution for extinguishing the fire. Natural gas is one of Central Asian countries' primary sources of revenue. According to the annual World Press Freedom Index, compiled. Fuck it.
What is compiled?
According to the annual World Press Freedom Index compiled by the group Reporters Without Borders, Turkmenistan ranks 178 out of 180 countries in the world for media censorship. I mean, what's underneath you? North Korea? Jeez, that's pretty
China.
bad. Did you just take a selfie, Les?
I always take them.
Again, did you wink?
I didn't wink.
Did he
this time.
wink?
Fuck.
Oh, what the fuck, man?
Well, speaking of which,
It's time for
Wait a minute. What the fuck?
it's time for WTF News, folks. Those of you
So
who've
this
been waiting so long, go ahead, Lucas.
Yeah. So this week it comes from wealthygorilla.com.
Wealthy Gorilla? Okay, sure.
Now, Seth, I know you have a pretty good idea, but Laz, what is R. Kelly's net worth?
It's under $1 million. How much?
Give it a guess.
Yeah,
What?
just R.
Like
Kelly, the rapper.
I know who
He's-
it
he's
is.
a singer.
Singer, like R&B. What? It's probably what? Is it more now? How much?
No, just take
Bro,
a guess.
every time we ask you to take a guess, bro, you're the worst. Just fucking.
$4 million.
Okay.
Yeah. Negative 2 million.
Negative 2 million.
He ba-
Jesus.
After numerous lawsuits, complications, allegations, and
He's
even the
still- he's in
surviving
jail
R.
now,
Kelly
right?
series. No, as far as is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in jail.
Huh.
He got
Yeah,
convicted.
even after surviving R. Kelly series, he has nothing. Just what was it? One case was 1.9 million.
Oh, the thing is, dude, like the lawsuits, the civil lawsuits, the lawyers.
He's done.
He's done.
Cooked.
Done. You're not
Done.
getting out. He's not getting out. I mean, I'm sure he'll get some royalties or some shit like that while he's sitting
Yeah,
in
but the
jail.
royalties
but-
are all going to whatever he owes.
Yeah, that's true. Especially when you're in jail. All right, well,
Negative. Wait, you knew that? -2?
negative 2 million.
But did you know that was that low?
Oh no, because he shared it with me.
Oh, okay,
You know?
okay.
Just be like,
He's
is it
like, dude, just look this up. There's every once in a while.
Yeah,
Like
but-
last time he asked me to look up Betty White. You Google Betty White, and actually, like on Google, there's like flowers that like literally showed up on top
her
of
birthday.
your search results. Yeah, like thank you Betty, and like flowers. It was really cool. So every once in a while, he'll ask me to just look something up just for the hell of it. And yeah, it was a couple days ago. Yeah, that's a bummer. All right, well, we're gonna take our next little break here. Any last minute thoughts, Lucas? All right, we're gonna come back with weather. We got deep asshole. So selfish. See you guys soon. Boom.
From down under, I'll eat you alive. While you scream and cry.
I maintain my evil life.
From down under, picture you die. So say your goodbye.
I maintain my evil life.
From down under, I'll eat you alive. While you scream and cry. I'm a monster. From down under, picture you die. So say your goodbyes. I'm a monster. From down under, I'll eat you alive. While you scream and cry. I'm a monster. From down
If I put it on, I tag you guys. But now we got 100. You never know. All right, well, I guess with that, we're back. And just jump right in.
Research Lucas with the weather.
So, Lucas, where do we have the weather this week?
This week we have it in a place that I've
Fuck
been
your
saying
ass.
quite
Really, Luke? Really,
I'm
Laz?
talking shit.
Really? Damn.
get adjusted
It was
here.
a fairly clean show.
Not really.
And then he has to just come in and say, fuck your ass.
He told me that was the
out of
name
nowhere.
of the city before the show started.
Okay. All right, Lucas. Let's see if
I
it's
don't
even
even-
close.
I didn't even do a single dick joke this game.
Yeah, I see it. This game.
All right, we
There,
can start
this-
over.
this- show.
where's the weather, Lucas?
The weather this week is from at least a phrase that I've been using quite recently, trying to figure out my fucking
see?
plumbing.
Okay, plumbing, sure.
My plumbing, not clumbing.
Plumbing. I'm pretty sure I said
We're
plumbing.
listening.
Fak, Indonesia.
See,
Fac. How do you spell fac?
FAK, FAK.
All right.
West
You heard it here
Papua,
first.
Indonesia.
That's pretty freaking funny. Fac.
I promise. He told me something similar to what I just said.
That's what it's like when you.
I promise.
Yeah, it's true. You're pretty close. Like if you're living in Boston. Fac.
Dude,
All right. Fac. What did you say?
But-
Where is it? Philippines?
Indonesia,
Indonesia?
West Papua.
Okay. Fac.
But no, that is something I say quite often is FAK.
Fac.
FACK.
Yeah.
FAK.
All right. Well, I guess with that, yeah, we'll go ahead. Let's see. I feel like I could get the show out by Thursday, but let's start with Friday, nonetheless.
Friday? Okay.
Why are you guys laughing?
Yeah.
You sure it's Friday?
Fac. That's why we're laughing.
FAK.
I'm pretty sure it's Friday.
Friday, February 4th. High of 87, low of 75.
Okay.
Thunderstorms.
Nice. My favorite button. Actually,
Chance
let's
of
get the score.
precipitation at 69%. Nice.
Nice.
Winds out of the northwest at 3 miles per hour.
Okay.
Saturday, February 5th. High of 87, low of 75. Thunderstorms again.
Nice.
That weather's fire,
Yeah, right?
Chance,
except for the rain.
Yeah.
yep. Chance of precipitation at 64%, with the winds coming out of the west-northwest at 3 miles per hour.
3. Okay. West, northwest. Got it.
Sunday,
The
February
6th.
6th.
Okay.
One man clap.
There you go.
Are we supposed to be clapping
No.
for that
No,
date?
just high of 86, low of 75. Thunderstorms again. Shocker.
Nice.
Chance of precipitation at 78% with the winds coming out of the west at 3 miles per hour.
Okay.
All right, Seth.
Here we go.
What you
Got
got?
my posted note and my
Posted
pen.
notes.
What you
So
got, homie?
Monday, February 7th.
Damn it, pen's not writing. New pen that
is it thunderstorms? Is it not thunderstorms? That's a tough one.
Monday. What
Monday
was
the
it?
7th,
Monday.
February 7th.
Phone a friend. Phone a friend.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say mostly cloudy. Okay.
Okay.
High of 78, low of 67. Chance of precipitation 34% with the winds coming out of the west at 5 miles per hour.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. This is
So
gonna
Monday.
This is going to be awful. Go ahead.
Monday, February 7th.
Nice.
You
Got the
said
date.
high of 70, high of 78,
I did.
high of 85.
Ooh. Oh,
The weather was so high all the other days. Why would you go lower?
it wasn't that high.
Yes, it was. It was like 86, 85, something like that.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought it
Yeah.
was. Oh.
Why would you go so much lower the next day? Fucking
You got
loser.
the high as a low.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Sorry, Seth.
Wow.
So you said low of
I
67,
did. I did.
low of 75.
Yeah, I'm in the wrong decade, folks. That's okay. All right. Well,
More-
how's
more like
the precipitation and the rain?
Real quick, more like the wrong decade.
Well, yeah, wrong decade. Didn't I? What did I say? I'm in the wrong decade.
Oh, you said you said decade. I say decade.
Oh, okay, sure. It's your favorite flavor, Dickade.
Oh, what was that from Mad TV? My favorite flavor of popsicle is dick.
There you go. I believe it.
You said mostly cloudy?
Yes.
Thunderstorms.
Oh,
It
again.
was thunderstorms the whole
I
like
know,
4 days in a
but it
row,
can't
bro. Like,
thunderstorm every day. I mean,
yes, it can.
Clearly, it can. Okay.
You said chance of precipitation at 34%? 73.
Yeah, if it's thunderstorms. All right. Well, how's the wind?
You said west at 5
west
miles.
at 5. Yes.
That's
Southwest at 3 miles per hour.
No.
It was 3 the whole time.
If it
There's
was
no wind.
southwest, I would have taken it, but not southwest. That's too far
And-
south.
Before we move forward, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and back to Tuesday again.
Same.
Wow.
All thunderstorms.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
If I have this one, usually they're a little more difficult, but this one, if it's like the same thing for like 3 days in a row,
I just
I'm gonna do the same thing.
I couldn't believe it, man.
Research with the weather.
I know how much you love using that thunderstorm button, so
I do. I never get to use it, especially like the whole weather. That's great.
Fact, Indonesia.
Fact. All right.
and
well,
if anybody's from Fact and we're saying it incorrectly,
we
feel
do
free to
apologize.
and feel free to correct us. We're just saying it as Americans
Yeah,
would say
we
it.
would love to hear you say it. I bet you it's great. Probably sounds all eloquent and shit. So, all right. Well, I guess with that,
Beef suck it.
and we'll go ahead and start with Lucas because Lucas hardly has anything at all, and he's got Lucas.
What? You got beef?
What's up with your beef, bro?
So it's with my town again.
Oh God.
God.
They just like didn't pick up your dishwasher this time.
They didn't pick up the bridge.
No.
Nobody cleared your snow this week.
Yeah, right.
Dude, actually, no, he nailed it on the head with the snow.
Okay.
They waited until the snow was done before they even really came out. The one truck, the salt spreader, it has a disc on the back to spin it.
Yep.
No, it was just pissing out the back in one long line down the street with his plow up. He had his plow up.
So you can get like one tire on the safe part of the
Yep.
road. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. And another dickhead that went to clean up the edges.
Mm-hmm.
I've done it myself.
But there's
so I could
cars
watch-
there. Getting the edges is kind of
No.
tough.
No,
No.
my part of the street's pretty clear.
Yeah.
But I've done it. I drove on the wrong side of the road so I could see where the plow is, so I could get as close to the mailbox as possible. I see that as a valid way.
Sure.
What this dickhead did was stop the pile in front of my neighbor's mailbox, backed up, and drove away.
That's awesome.
So
That's pretty funny, actually.
I
Fuck
saw-
your mailbox.
I saw
Fuck
a
your
video
couch.
where they
Fuck your mailbox.
Fuck your couch.
Fuck your mailbox. Fuck your couch.
But so you guys have somebody that cleans the street, and then you have another person that clears driveways. And I don't know some city that does that.
No.
No, the town does
They
the
plow,
street.
and then they're supposed to put salt on there to like melt and keep it
Yeah.
from freezing and stuff.
Oh, so you have
Like
a salt
it-
man
it-
after.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's supposed to.
You do both, but
Yeah.
he was laying down salt without the spreader on, but both times the plow was up. So
So it's
whatever
just one
could've-
one straight stream of salt coming out the back.
So this is all saying.
So bad.
I saw another. I saw a video where the guy that cleared the snow off the street, and then there was another guy, not clear your driveway. Sorry, clear the entrance to your driveway.
Sure.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that
they
as well.
can't. They gotta do that.
Yeah.
They can't
No, they
pile
don't.
it up in front.
They don't.
There's a cool picture. Yeah, but they don't have to. But they can't pile it in front of your.
In front of
there's
your
a cool
driveway.
picture of all of us on top of like a big snow pile in
Yeah.
front of the house where you are. Because
That's just so
they would
disgusting
pile
when
it
it's
up
in
there, and
April.
then after a while it gets pretty gross. But not
And-
in the country. In the city, forget it. It's beautiful. Like New York City, beautiful for like one day, and then after that, dude, it all
looks like-
turns a gray.
It looks like
mush
construction
and-
shit.
Oh, yeah.
Disgusting, and it's black and just,
for sure.
Seth had to dig his car out with a tennis racket.
Yeah, that's a story.
that's
that
his
happens.
fault. He should have a shovel in his car. He
with
wasn't
the
prepared.
tennis racket. And I did it too. I did it. All right, Laz. Well, what you got for us?
All right, so
Is
you
it
know,
beef?
Let me
Or
tell
is
my
it chicken?
story.
All right, I'm sure it's beef. Go ahead.
You know, I'll change it right now.
Beef teriyaki.
Nah, so I wanted to go see like a show. Like I haven't been able to
This
see
sounds
a show.
like.
What? You got beef?
Of course it's beef.
It's fucking beef.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
So there's no Cirque du Soleil. There's no Blue Man Group in Florida because like my birthday's coming up, and I usually try to take like 3 or 4 days just to unwind and disappear from everything or
enjoy
everybody.
your birthday.
Huh?
And enjoy your birthday.
Yeah, and enjoy my birthday. But I wanted to go see a show because I haven't been able to go see a show. And then now Cirque du Soleil no longer in Miami. Blue Man Group pulled out of Universal Studios. And then there really isn't anything like as far as artistic or like live like shows in Miami, which we really
there's
don't
not.
have.
There's cool like exhibits, like the Da Vinci.
Yeah, but you can
project
do
was
that all
cool.
the time. But
But
I
it's
just
not
want
a-
to just find something where I can be like, you know what? I'm gonna disappear for my like 3 or 4 days. I'll take a drive and whatever. And there's nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's good. And there things are gonna open back up for those type of things. I mean, maybe I'll have to go to a comedy show or go to a game. I don't know.
Gaming would be cool. A game. I mean, you could see maybe a hockey game or a baseball game.
I'll go to a Heat game.
Or a Heat game.
Baseball or hockey.
Yeah,
Almost
right?
Dude, I see my skin color. Baseball.
Like, come on.
Really?
Come on, buddy. Let's go to see the baseball game. But yeah, I mean, I saw the Heat play the Sixers down here a couple times. It's a great stadium
I love it. I've been
Yeah.
there like maybe 4 times.
for sure. All right, well, sorry about that. But
my beef.
it is tough. There's not a whole lot to do right now. There's no doubt about that. So there's a friend of mine actually is doing a show up north. What the hell is that called? West Palm Beach.
What kind of show?
It's like on stage.
Oh,
It's
like
like
what-
until the end of the month. So like
I mean,
he's,
like, what is
like my friend Brandon, he was on. We talked about gun safety after the Alec Baldwin thing. I interviewed him and put it up just because he had been. Actually, I put it in the show because he's carried a gun. He's been on a lot of shows as like a detective and stuff, and he's had it. And also, I interviewed him because it was just really cool to get his perspective on everything after the Alec Baldwin shit. But yeah, he's like, I'm going to do some stage for a while. So, because a lot of shows kind of stop in the winter time and stuff like
What
that.
is he actually doing as the show like?
I can't remember the name
Comedy?
of the show.
Is it comedy?
No,
Like-
I don't know. I think it's more like a drama.
Okay.
Yeah, for
Something
sure.
that's fine. I mean,
I don't like drama though. Movies.
I just want to see something live. Like
I hear
people
you.
are just there doing their thing. They fuck up. It's funny,
Yeah.
and then you continue. It's what it is.
hear you.
I miss that.
I want to go to Legoland with Alicia. I think that'd be really, really
That'd
fun.
be cool. There used to be a it's open now. It's called Micro Theater in city of Miami.
Bro, you want to hear a funny story about micro theater?
I have so many funny stories.
Bro,
Oh, is that the Lana story?
yeah.
the one with-
dude,
Yeah.
so
That's the one with the trailers, right?
It's the trailers. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So she's like, hey, go to this micro theater. It's really funny, and these like stand-up comedians. And you go in and you watch their show. It's like 5-10 minutes, and they
Yeah.
got food and they got drinks. And like she'd been talking about it for like at least a month. And I'm, this is when we first started dating, and this was like hers, like, oh, this would be, guys, like we like to plan the dates. And this was like her date to plan. So she's all excited, like, and we go there and we get into our first trailer because basically there's a bunch of, like, for those of you listening and watching, shipping containers they have on the ground in this big parking lot, and they set up like a bar and they've got food and stuff. But
Sometimes food trucks too.
Yeah. And so, but basically what you do is every trailer has a show at the exact same time. And they're about 5 to 10 minutes. So you go in one trailer, you watch the show, you come out, you maybe have a drink, you go in, you just switch trailers. So over
You
the
buy
course of an
tickets for
hour,
each one.
yeah, so you get to see them all. So just so happens we go in, and she didn't know this, but it's like gay theater night. So we go in there, bro, and it's like the first one we see is this drama about these two boyfriends fighting and talking about, like, well, you fucked this other guy, and then they start making out in front of us, and and Atlanta and I are looking at each other, and I'm giving her this look because I know she's like super uncomfortable and feels kind of bad. It was hilarious. So, but there was a couple, like, we stayed there, we supported, we didn't leave, but bro, like we both expected comedy, like I smoked a bowl, like
It was
ready to
probably
go.
funny still though. It just wasn't gay. Which is
It
nothing
was-
wrong with it.
There's some creative stuff there. It was pretty good.
The only thing is, even when I was going before it, like it would be half and half. It would be like a lot of Spanish shows
Sure.
and a lot of English shows. So it's
Yeah.
like if it's like an all Spanish show, and sometimes they'll ask you, you speak English and Spanish, or you speak only English, and then they'll kind of go around you with the show.
Sure.
Like there was like an improv one. It was great.
like comedy improv.
Comedy improv.
Yeah,
like,
that's what she thought she was taking us to go see.
No, not improv. Sorry, impromptu. They had improv as well, but impromptu, like they will ask you, they'll ask the crowd.
Oh yeah,
What do you
and
want to
then
do?
They
You want to
tailor
do
it around that.
Yeah, they told around what the crowd wants.
So
and then
improv acting. not
yeah,
comedy.
that was great.
Yeah,
Like, I
dude.
liked it, but I can't do all the Spanish ones. That's a great date place. Like
It
literally,
is
like
yeah. I mean, I'm not sure if I would choose gay theater, but
you probably chose that night. I know it was her, but it was probably you.
It was I didn't choose that night.
She was
Well,
like,
it's just when we.
I
happened
know
to
what you
both-
really like, Seth.
Both not be working.
Gay theater.
Yeah, it's like I picked this day just because I knew you'd love it. So I don't think. So that being said, do we have any updates? Anyone? I don't think there's a whole lot to update right now. So the Olympics start next week. I'm super excited about that. American bobsled team is dealing with COVID right now.
Yep.
That's not good. It's going to be interesting to see
doing-
what happens.
He's doing what?
COVID.
The Olympic bobsled team has COVID issues right now.
Oh,
The
No,
U.S. Olympic. So
I couldn't really hear you over the
over the applause.
yeah. Plus, there's a little issue with the audio, but no, that sucks because it's 24 years since I last qualified.
United States?
No,
Right.
Jamaica.
No, I
He
said
said United States.
No, Jamaica's in, which is great. Yeah,
Yeah.
first time in a while they've been in. Ever since Cooler Run-Ins. That's a great movie. John Candy,
Jamaica
Oh, yeah.
and the bobsled team.
right? That's right. So
I don't know. They might still play that in the park, moving the park against the library.
maybe
That was the only movie that they would play was
it's a fun
the
movie. It's a really fun movie. So all right, well, you'll Brenna go and get your palace. So all right, well, I guess that being the case, we don't have a whole lot. I'm excited for the Olympics. I cannot wait. The Winter Olympics are my favorite. You know, we got lucky this couple years because the Summer Olympics got delayed. So it's like we get summer and then winter right after, which is kind of cool, which is the way it used to be. When I was a kid, they had the winter and the summer like every 4 years and they offset it,
Like
which I think is
2
cool.
years or something like that.
Yeah. So you have summer and then 2 years winter, then 2 years summer. All right. Well, if that's it.
Laz's Corner of Positivity.
Yes.
All right. So this one is not like it's positive.
Okay. Well, that's good because, you know, it's called.
Laz's Corner of Positivity.
So 300 Little River homes are going to receive a sewer system upgrade.
Wait, 300 Little River homes?
They're in Miami.
Okay.
Because
Little River. Yeah. That's where Global Tex is located.
yeah, so it's close to Biscayne Bay. We'll say that in here. Anyways, so I don't know if you remember. Maybe in the middle of 2020, they kept getting like a lot of random dead fish and stuff like that in the bay.
Sure. Yeah.
So they're gonna upgrade to sewer systems instead of septic tanks because of everything we kind of flushed down the toilet is kind of destroying the bay.
Imagine that.
Yeah, well, of course. And the fact that everybody was home and probably shitting way more than they were supposed to or whatever the fuck was going on.
Really? That's a part of it?
Nah,
yeah,
but
plus people were just home shitting more than they're supposed to.
so Florida gave them a $90 million grant to put a sewer system upgrade instead of having a septic tank, which will stop the environmental damage, which will help save our bay.
That's
that
cool.
has been going. Well, obviously we have way more people and more buildings coming up, so that's
true.
going to help. It's going to start next year in March 2023.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Where does all that go?
Yeah,
All
because
those buildings.
Because all those it's
New
more.
York,
It's most
all
likely.
that shit
It's most likely
in
the
New York's
homes.
got to go somewhere.
Well, like New York and places like that have an infrastructure already for that.
For sure.
But in
still,
Florida,
think about it.
the buildings have their own thing, but then the homes that are all across the bay,
they're
that's like
connected. Yeah,
it's septic tank. Like literally, we had to do our septic tank at home, and it's a septic tank and like rocks that absorb moisture.
Yeah, it's kind of
and
a
then something
mound.
else, and then everything else just goes into earth or whatever it is. So now they're gonna upgrade it to a sewer system where it's gonna
field.
What?
I think that's called a leach field.
Leach field? Okay.
Leach field? Yeah, but so it's both. So now it's gonna figure that out. It's like nitrogen that flows into the bay. Nutrient population is one of the key contributors to fish kills in 2020, which I was talking about.
Yeah.
So
all right.
it should be work.
Well, that's cool. Definitely, anything to help out the residents and help the environment. I'm down for that.
Yeah.
It's
All
definitely
right.
a shitty situation.
It is definitely a shitty situation.
Research
All right. Well, I guess that's it. So we appreciate it. We're going to try to put these out every week. It's really a matter of scheduling, that's for sure. But everyone has been following along. We appreciate being fans. We're coming up on our 100th show. It's funny because we just hit 100 finally on YouTube. Once again, we get a lot more listens, but 100, on YouTube, 100th show. So I think we're gonna, I'm gonna have to start calling people to see who's available. I think it'd be cool if we get a couple people in here. We just kind of sit in here and shoot the shit. So any last minute thoughts? No.
Okay.
All right. Well, this is Seth and Mike 1. That is Laz and Mike 2. That is Lucas and Mike 3.
Hey.
We'll see you guys next week. Boom. Laz, back to the headphones off, bumping into the microphone. Damn.